Hi everyone, this is Max Keller with Customers Chasing You, and today we're going to talk about why your prospects are not converting into customers. Has this been happening for a while? Do you know what rate this is happening, and do you know how much it's costing you? That's what we're going to dive into. It's a short episode. At the end, I'm going to give you a tool that's very valuable. Took me a couple of years to really refine it, and I'll tell you about it at the end. I want to surprise you, okay? I don't want to spoil the ending. So the objective, what I'm trying to help you guys learn here in this episode is how to increase your conversion rate, why it's not where it needs to be, how to take somebody from interested to a customer, not a one-time customer, but a customer for life. And obviously, what does that do for you as the business owner? Helps you make more money. So why are you not converting more customers right now? Like, what's the reason? Do you know? You might have some ideas. How much time are you investing thinking about it? Well, here's your 5, 6, 10 minutes. I never know how long the episodes are going to go that you can do to invest time and really write out, because it's super, super important. If you're spending a lot of money getting people to raise their hand and say they're interested in you, and you're not turning them into customers, that's a big problem. How much is that problem costing you? Well, I don't know. It depends. It's pretty simple, actually. Think about what percentage of your customers, your prospects, are turning into customers like right now, what it could be, and whatever that difference is, that's the gains that you're losing, that you're leaving on the table. And so take that amount, multiply it by the average value of your customer one time or lifetime value, and it's a lot of money. That's why people pay to go to sales training and to learn how to better serve their customer and how to target them better so that they can convert at a higher level. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do, okay? I mean, I've been on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of appointments. I've taught my team. I've taught salespeople at other companies. I'm not getting up here saying I'm the best sales trainer of all time. What I'm really good at is creative lead generation. And what I find is that if you're very good at targeting the right audience, converting the customer is not as difficult. But it's still a super, super important part. So I'm just going to show you my lessons from that. The first step is knowing what your conversion rate is. If you don't know what it is right now, it's very simple. Let's say that 100 people raise their hand, or say 10. 10 people raise their hand and say, hey, they give you a call, they text you, they indicate to you somehow that they are interested in who you are, what you offer, okay? What percentage of those 10 people turn into customers, and how long does it take? Kind of need to know both of those things. Then what can you do as the business owner to change that, okay? So here's kind of the most important parts that I found is and some of these have been like revelations that have happened 2-3 years ago for me. Some of them have been pretty recent, and I'm getting results. And that should be the word that you should always tie to everything, is results. If you're investing money with somebody as a business owner and you're not getting results, that's a problem, okay? So number one is the customer service channel versus a sales channel. So you need both, but I was always so laser focused on sales channel, because you have to make sales, obviously, to have a business, that I really neglected the customer service channel. And we did a book review on Digital Marketing 4.0, and that's where I got this idea from. And it's really amazing. It's revolutionary. For me, the way I run business is like twofold, really three. So I want to help people. Like I take all the tests, the personality profiles, it all says the same thing. I want to help people. I want to help you. That's why I'm doing this show. I'm not doing this, for me. I'm not doing it to be famous. I want to help you, and I want to speed up the learning curve. I know not everybody can be in, all the different masterminds that I'm in. It's been a blessing, and I feel obligation to share that blessing. That's why I made the free tools, and I'm so excited about it, because I know that if you have the action plan, the checklist to implement it, the people who want to do that will. If you don't want to, I can't make you, drink water or horse drink water. Hey, let's do that right now. But that's really what it's all about here. And I'm vulnerable on this channel too. I don't act like I know everything. I mean, I'm confident about the things that I know, but I change my mind. Jeff Bezos at Amazon, I think he's a really smart businessman. He said, he likes to hire people that change their mind frequently. And I was like, oh man, I could work there. I changed my mind. I told my wife that, and she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, when you get new data and new information, you should be willing and open to change your mind. If not, you're really narrow-minded, and I don't know. I mean, things change. New information changes. Are you the same person you were 10 years ago? No, things change. You got new information. And that's what this channel is about, is get you some new information and do some, see some other ways to run businesses from people who have gotten results. I have the results to prove it, okay? So customer service channel is key. People are gonna contact you or wanna watch some videos or get knowledge about their product, but they're not ready to buy yet. And this was like a huge piece for me. I didn't understand it at all. So what I've done now, let's just shorten it up, tighten it up, and talk about the now, is I think of it in two totally different phases. So when somebody first contacts us, I like to invest some time with them, and it's all about customer service. Think about, what is customer service? Customer service is listening, it's helping, putting others before yourself, serving, right? Service. So it's hard, because I like sales and I like to close sales too, and I've taken a lot of sales training and I read books on it. So it's hard for me. It's also hard because I'm really excited about what I'm offering. And so when you're excited, you talk. But when you do customer service and you look for that profile, and when you look for a sales profile, ideal profile, like a DISC test, you want somebody, of course they need to be a little extroverted, but they need to be able to listen. And customer service people usually listen more than they talk. I mean, think about it if you've been in one of those jobs. So have a customer service component. Structure that out. What would that look like? That would be like videos people could watch to learn about you, how you're different, what problems you solve, and then let them talk to you and do that too. And then once another indicator happens and they say, okay, like your customer will let you know when it's time to go from getting to know you to like, okay, we're narrowing this down to a couple choices and you're one of them. And then that's when you move into sales mode. So I think that will help you a lot. If you stop trying, every time somebody, raises their hand and they're interested and you just like try to close them and just like basically, I don't know, like kidnap them, right? Like that's not gonna work. You gotta be a little more patient. You gotta look like, you don't really need the sale. I mean, I hear some phrases and it makes a lot of sense. The person who cares the least wins. But cares the least about what? So I don't want you to misconstrue that. That's not cares the least about the person. We're not talking about that. But cares the least about the outcome. Because if you're really, really wanting somebody to sign up with you, they can feel that and it usually pushes people away. Think about people who get credit in these huge loans. It's usually the people who don't need them, right? These big business owners, they're already rich and they're getting these huge line of credits to build these huge hotels and stuff. And then somebody who has an opportunity but no money, they won't give them a loan. See what I mean? So it's like that. So customer service versus sales channel, choices. People like choices. If they only have one choice with you, they don't like that. Because then it's just a yes or a no. And I like the clarity, but you want to give people some other choices. That's choices on the customer service side and your actual product and service offerings. So we're kind of talking about two things. So if you just sell one thing, not so good. So what I would do is say, okay, this is what I offer right now, or these are the two things that I offer right now, and this is the customer that I'm in front of. What else do they need? What else can I help them with? And then make a list and then use the opportunity filter that's in our tools, that's in another episode, and figure out which one of those services you can offer, whether it's you doing it or you connect them to somebody. That's what we do with our books that's so powerful, is we have in the books, it points to about 20 different solutions between the 7 chapters. And we may only provide 1 or 2 of those solutions in our business, but we connect them to the other 20. So they still feel like they associate Max or our licensees. I'm talking about our lead generation book system. They associate that with 20 choices, right? When we give them a book, that's not sales, that's customer service, right? It's teaching them stuff. It's stuff they want to learn about in the book. And what I found is that if you make the customer service really, really good, and you make the choices really, really good, and plentiful, it makes the sales so much easier. And the last one is follow-up. Follow-up, I mean, we could talk a whole I don't know, a whole episode, a whole day about follow-up. Very, very misunderstood. There's a book that's really good that's on my book list. If you go to my website, it's 7 Levels of Relationships, and it's about a realtor and his follow-up. So if you're in real estate business, you have to read at least the cliff notes of this book. But follow-up is key because most of the sales don't happen until the 7th touch. Now you guys, that's not new information. You probably heard that on a lot of videos. What you haven't heard on a lot of videos, breaking news, is, but I stumbled myself, is that how to actually do it. How to follow up, what system you have to follow up. And I'm not talking about Salesforce or Podio. I'm not talking about your CRM system. I'm talking about what the follow-up actually looks like, okay? And so you have to think through that. And it's hard. I don't want to ever get on the show and go, all this stuff is easy, and if you're not doing it, it's a joke. And I also, I don't know, I can't stand a lot of fake stuff. I try to be as genuine. I want that to be on my tombstone, as genuine. And genuinely to you, right now, I promise you, follow-up's not easy. That's why so few people do it. And one recommendation I would make is maybe if you're the business owner, you shouldn't do it. Because if you are trying to do a lot of stuff that you suck at or you don't like to do, that's not good. That's a whole nother chart. There's like things you like that you're good at, things that I'm not sure, maybe only you can do. And then there's stuff where it's like you've heard of this matrix. And it's like, well, this is a little bit different. But it's like, if you're doing things that you're either not good at or you don't like doing, if you don't like doing it, you're probably not doing it. And so I've also found through my research and just all my relationships and my masterminds and the consultants that I've worked with and co-taught with that there's different kinds of personality profiles for different people, not breaking news, but different jobs go with different ones. We use a software for our hiring system. We use the Wonderlic, and it's an incredible system. They give it to NFL players, but we use this program called OneScore. And what's cool about it that not a lot of people know is they take like your kind of like a personality behavior profile and they match it to the job that you identify, because different jobs need different skills. So that's a little bit about follow-up, is like you have to have the right person who's following up, and then you have to have the right strategy. And if you're not doing all of those, then it's a mistake. So, well, Max, you didn't tell us about follow-up. We're gonna have another video where all we talk about is follow-up. But let's just say that follow-up needs to be consistent, it needs to be on purpose, and needs to be thoughtful, okay? And if you do that, you can take a lot of customers and prospects who aren't ready right now and turn them into customers. Because by the time, I saw this all the time. I'll give you a specific example. I would send out direct mail, and other people are sending out direct mail. And how it works is you have to understand like the buying cycle of a customer. And Digital Marketing 4.0 really teaches that. And what happens is these customers will go on these like kind of like sprints, and they'll call a bunch of people and they'll do a bunch of research, and then like it'll pause. And all the people that they called expected a sale right now. They expected every call to be a sales call, not a customer service call. And so it was, the people kind of felt like, who were just trying to get information, they kind of had to feel like standoffish and kind of like almost lie a little to get people to leave them alone because they were just bothering them, So like, you don't ever want that. You want to make it really, really easy for your customer, your prospect, to tell you what's on their mind. So having like a customer service channel is huge. So like, let me tell you what I would do to compete against people is folks would do we would send out some direct mail, and the customer would be calling different direct mail providers, but they were in the research phase. They weren't ready to do something right now. And so sometimes people would put a note in the system and call them back in 3 months. But most of the time they didn't. They just flat out didn't. I don't know why, but it happens so rarely. So you got to do the follow-up. But they weren't giving the customer anything other than just like, I'm going to keep calling you, or you keep calling me until you're ready to sell me something. And so really over-delivering that value with the customer service is huge. Offering a lot of choices, especially ones that don't point to you, is huge. And then the consistent follow-up. And like I said, we've done the best. I'll give you my secret sauce. Is we've done the best where I had my assistant call our prospects and say, hey, we reached out to you with a book. We talked to you a couple months ago. We met you here. How are things going? Like she's so much more, I think the word is like empathetic, just like good listener, And I'm just not as good at that. I mean, I try, but it's not my core genius. Mine's taking complicated things, breaking it down into like easy to follow checklists, and then teaching people how to do it. And that's what I want to do with y'all. But so I would have her say, okay, cool. Well, did you have any questions for Max, or how are things going? Last time we left off here, how are things going for you now? And then my assistant will go, okay, well, are you ready to talk to Max to find out what the next step is? And when they are, she just sets up a call or a meeting, and then I go do that. And I'm good at that. I'm good at showing them what the next steps are and their choices are. I'm good at converting at a high level, but not as good at, the waiting around part, right? And so we got to have somebody to help with the customer service. And you can do like some educational videos too. All right, and that's pretty much it. So how do we put this into action? So action time, very simple. Very simple. One, you can add an education channel, not just a sales channel. Sometimes people think, well, in my email communications, it's like always pushing them to a sale. It's supposed to be 80-20, 80% teaching, 20% sales, okay? Create a series of videos that just educates customers on your unique differences, the solutions that you provide, and then send it to them and let them watch it. People like to do that. You're watching this video right now. Choices. You add options and then connect people to the different choices. It doesn't have to be you. You don't have to start 40 businesses. I actually encourage you not to, okay? Use the opportunity filter. Watch that episode if you haven't. And then add value in the follow-up. Don't make the follow-up just, some people say, oh, how are you doing? And it feels like, when are you going to hurry up and sell your house so I can get a commission? You know what I'm talking about? And you may not ever say those words, but it sounds like the only reason you're calling them is because you want something, or the only reason that you're calling them is because you want a referral or you want them to sell you something. So one really easy way to fix that is real simple. Before you get on the phone, just think, okay, if I was in my customer's shoes right now, what next piece of information would I need? What next piece of information could I offer them? And a really easy way to figure that out is when you have a customer, an existing customer, ask them what their process was of how they went from becoming aware of you to doing business with you. And you'll probably find that the path is a similar journey for a lot of people. And so you can identify like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different things in that journey, and then each follow-up is called a customer touch point. And you reach out to them and offer that value. Don't just offer them, hey, when are you going to hurry up and sell me some stuff? But you have to plan that out ahead of time. If you do, you're going to look like a Jedi. Like nobody's going to be able to compete with you. And don't be afraid to outsource some of the follow-up and get other people on your team to help you. So I'm going to send you my customer appointment system. And it's a checklist that I use to prepare before I go out to a customer's house, what questions I ask and how I execute at a high level when I get to my customer's house. And it includes all the questions that I asked before on the phone while I'm at the appointment. Everything that I use. It took me years to refine it, and I could sell it, but I just want to offer it to you for free. So all you have to do is just click down below to free tools. Let me know what email address you want me to send it to, because it's all digital. And then that's it. You're going to get access to this tool. You're also going to get access to all the tools in our library. And we have an enormous tool library of scripts, checklists, blueprints, all the things that we use in our businesses. I'm just taking those tools and sharing them with you, and I hope you get some value from them. If you like the video, subscribe, turn the notifications. I don't know why that's a hard word to say, notifications on, and give us a thumbs up. Share it with somebody that you know, like, and trust, and just leave a comment down below. How's your follow-up going right now? And what's the missing piece for you? Let us know how you like the customer appointment system. And until next time, be well, be blessed, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.